What's going on, guys? I think I have found my kryptonite in the market because today, again, the same thing exactly happened that happened earlier in the week on RB&E and forget what else last week, but high share price, low float names are giving me so much issue. We're going to talk about it on this video today about all the trades I took. It was an awesome green day today, but it's one of those things where I don't care how green the day is. I care about how good the trades were. And there was a lot of room for improvement today within a lot of these trades. So I want to dive into it all one by one. A lot of it might be a little bit hindsight, but nonetheless, I want to look through and journal these things together and review all these trades. Some really good stuff to talk about. It was a really good day today. You can see here, really good morning. Had a lot of trades on CERO, EYEN, SRPT, RB&E. Again, somehow did really well on it today, but again, the share price is lower now. So I think that's why we're going to talk about that. Even HUSA. HUSA and CERO are both in that sort of same share price range, that $12 to $15 share price range where you're having to risk 50, 60, 70 cents, even $1 a share of risk on these things. And I'm sitting here trying to take some share size and just unable to with that much risk. But I want to dive into it and talk about this one by one here with you guys and sort of dissect everything because it was a really good day, but a really good day for improvement too. So let's go ahead and start looking here at CERO. This thing was really a good setup today. I really enjoyed this thing out of market open today. Now, of course, you look back at the bell and we had this really clean. Let me just flip the screen here so you can actually see a bit easier. We had this really nice look going into market open today. Let me get my pen tool so I can draw for you like Picasso. We had this really nice break of trend going into the bell today. And so, of course, we have the breakout. We've picked that upside direction. We wait for the confirmation over the opening range high. And I take the first entry. And I capture a really nice move here. Knocked it out of the park. You can see here, knocked it out of the freaking park. And played it here from 13.50 to 16 bucks out of that first halt. And I was super stoked about that. I mean, super good trade. Really happy. Massive resumption out of the halt. Was able to just get some nice trims before the halt, and then got $1.50 move out of the resumption. That was insane. And then I try to take these micro pullbacks off the 5 EMA. You can see here, price pulling back and finding accumulation here. We see buyers coming in off that 5 EMA. So I'm like, all right, let's take an entry here and look for that curl higher, right? Because price is holding so well through here, forming these nice higher lows. And I'm looking for this candle to follow up higher. Never happens. So I actually gave a little bit back here. Then price actually confirms over the high of day. And what do? I try to take it again. And guess what? No follow through. And again, gave a little bit more back. And so that's sort of the issue I'm having with these higher share price names. You're having to risk 70 cents to $1 on these things, if not more. And so then risk to reward becomes harder because it's like, if I'm going to risk $1, I need to at least have $3, $4, $5 of range on this. And in the case of this, we did have the range on this. But I think the big thing is, zooming out, looking at the big picture on names that are a little bit higher priced and trading in a wider range. The issue is trading on a 1 minute time frame is fine for the high share price name or the low share price names, excuse me. But that's going to be the change that I make. The high share price names, what I'm finding is the 3 minute hides a lot of the noise, which I obviously know that already. Most of my trades already come from the 3 minute time frame. But whenever we have these stocks like this on CERO, I'm trying to go in this thing taking a good amount of share size with really minimal risk on a 1 minute time frame. And see, this trade here worked out fine. I was risking off the previous candles low on the 1 minute on CERO and was able to capture this one fairly well with some nice size. But of course, this here could not have been prevented. I really like these entries. Even on the 3 minute, it looked really good. And I would not have held through this knife here. Of course not. But on the reclaim is what I'm talking about here. Whenever we broke back up through this high. But it was sort of funky, though. So again, it's sort of hindsight 2020. And I can't beat myself up too much. You can see we broke the high of day. I'm looking for the confirmation back over this high for the move back higher. And then again, price knifes below this previous high. And so again, I cut it because I'm like, oh, I don't want to sit in this if we're rejecting underneath that previous high. So again, get chopped around, I stop out, I'm done with it again. By the time I got here, I'm like, all right, I'm just done with this thing completely. I'm not getting any good reads. I'm getting chopped around. I don't want to give back all my profits on this. And I kept it green on this thing today, still nicely, but gave a good bit back just because I could not get this thing to go in a clean way. It didn't actually move in a clean way until later in the morning. You can see up around here on 18 bucks, which the same idea sort of worked out here. Broke over the highs, pulled back off the previous high of day, and then followed through for a pretty massive move. But after the first couple trades on that of not getting good reads, I just had to take it off the list. So that's the big thing here. I think most of it is hindsight, so I can't beat myself up too much. Of course, also a bit extended away from VWAP too. So we had a whole lot of downside risk, right? So again, also caused me to be a little bit hesitant too. I lacked conviction because of it, unlike back here where I actually had VWAP right below price for a bit of added conviction. So that was that here. And again, I can't beat myself up too much. It was a really good setup to start and still green on it, but obviously always ways to improve. EYEN. This one was awesome today too. This thing was awesome. Now we had a beautiful high of day breakout here with volume. Take a look here. High of day was sitting back here around 420. Had nice volume come in on the break at the high of day. And so what am I doing? I'm watching for pullback. So I watched for this candle to pull back and close. So I have a defined area of risk. Once this candle did close, I know I can just risk off this past low. That's exactly what I did. Took the nice entry here off that previous candle, risking the past low for the move back up into the high of day, which as you can see played this perfectly. Pull back, sold up into the highs. Same story here. Price pulls back off of VWAP. Look at this here. Forms a nice double bottom. We confirm a buyer off the low. Look at this. It tries to break to a new low, but gets bought back up. That's my entry signal. Entered as soon as buyers started hitting the tape here. Whenever we saw that buying pressure start to come in, took the entry there at the 430s and rode this thing up for a really nice win, all the way from 430 all the way up to about $4.65 for a beautiful play yet again. I tried to take a pullback again, got a little bit aggressive here, but ultimately ended up working out well either way. So very happy with that. Nice and green on EYEN today. That was a very nice one. Of course, after we collapsed back underneath the 5 and 12 EMA, took the exit on it, and was happy with the profit. SRPT, another interesting one today. They had some pretty negative news out about, I think it was the liver failure. That's what it was. This thing was down on liver failure news this morning on their drug. So definitely was a bit hesitant to take the entries on this, but it actually looked really nice. You can see your price found big buyers out of the bell here back on the reclaim of VWAP over your pre-market levels. You can see here we have this area formed. Looking for this to pull back off of VWAP. Nice confluence. Check this out. Massive move through the highs, pulls back off of VWAP, and what do? We confirm with a nice buyer here. Confirm with the buyer, form a higher high. Here's my entry. What am I risking? Previous candle low. Risking previous candle low for the move back higher and captured a really nice move. Left a little bit of money on the table here, but sold up into that previous high as I was already a little bit hesitant nonetheless because of news. Still captured a pretty nice bounce here today. And then we also had RB&E for some pretty nice trades here. Freaking massive move it's making now. Left a little bit of money on the table here too. But yeah, this is similar to CERO where this thing was trading so well. Tons of volume, tons of look. This thing was just clean. And I'm looking for, as you can see, again, these higher lows forming here. I'm looking for these higher lows to hold and get going here over the highs. This thing looked like it wanted to go parabolic. It was insane looking. But again, failed to do that. Was able to manage risk. Take it for a green trade. You can see here. Sold up into the highs on these entries here because we were aware of overhead supply here. So I just trimmed. And if it did get going over the highs, I could have always added back for that break higher. But we never got the break, so there's nothing I can do there. So green trades there. Took a little play here for the reclaim of VWAP, really small profit there. But that was that. And then we had APPS. And APPS, again, was one that, fall through was not fantastic on. Played it back here, left some money on the table, for sure. Left some money on the table, and then up here as well with a little bit of fake out action off the high. Took the break of the 5-minute flag here. Took the little pullback off the 12 EMA, looking for the move higher. Overall break even on this entry here too. You can see how I was able to manage risk and at least keep this break even. You can see how I bought these pullbacks, sold up into the highs just in case we didn't follow through because I can always add back on confirmation, but I'd rather manage risk, keep it risk free. But that was the morning. Again, like I said, a really good day today. Really nice green morning. Just could not bring home what I really should have brought home today, which again, like I said, most of that is hindsight. But I'm very critical of myself. I strive for perfection every single day. Whenever I don't see perfection, it frustrates the living crap out of me. But awesome day yesterday. Awesome day today. Overall, I'm pretty stoked. Just overall, really an easy week so far. Yesterday was a really easy day. Today was not bad. It was just not an easy day. It was a tricky day, but still a very good day nonetheless. So that's how I did it this morning. That's sort of my kryptonite that I'm struggling with and something that I'll be working on going into the rest of the week because these high share price names have been very prevalent the last few days. So that'll be my mission to work on the remainder of the week. Just goes to show you, even after 8 years of trading and coaching over 10,000 people, there's always room to improve. Even for myself, there's always room to improve and just do better every single day. Hopefully you're taking something of value from this video. Make sure to subscribe for daily videos like this. I'll be going over my daily trading recaps every single day, breaking down all the trades that we take in the morning session. So click the link down below to claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade in real time every single morning, get alerts, education, watch list, chat room access, and so much more. And as always, stay safe and responsible, stay blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.